So I was just thinking, as we're all washing each other today, each one just washing each other. It's a wonderful washing machine going on here this morning. We're on the wash cycle. So I was just thinking about this. Prophetic, now this might seem a little cold, but think about this. Prophetic is telling, me telling somebody, this is what God thinks about you, or this is what God's doing, or this is what you did 2 months ago, or this is what you're going to do in 2 years from now. So that's rather academic. And again, I know I'm making it a little cold here because I want to make a point, and you guys can extrapolate however. But prophetic is telling about something. As you and I learn to live in the heavenlies, learn to live in heaven, as you and I have had Christ formed in us, Christ in us and us in Him, this oneness thing, this union happens. And as we speak now, it's not speaking about God. It's not speaking academics as much as, again, to make this point, as much as it is speaking from the experience, speaking from the encounter, speaking from the moment in God. And so, which do you think is more important? Maybe I'll back up and I'll say it this way. My dad always used to say, things are better caught than taught. Speaking of children, raising children, if they don't see it in mommy and daddy, all the teaching is just rhetoric and doesn't necessarily lodge deeply inside of them to inspire and hold them later on. But if they can see it, in other words, if they can catch it from mom and dad more than just being taught by mom and dad, that is something that burns or etches into their core being. Now, just take it back to us now, learning to live in the heavenlies. As we speak from the encounter, which do you think is more important? Academics or catching the fever? I think the point there is obvious, rhetorical, but that's where we're headed, I believe. That's where our aim is, and that's why I was wanting to highlight Katie a while ago. When I asked her about something, she didn't go to academics. She went right to the encounter. And I do believe that's going to more and more and more become our M.O. Oh, that touches me pretty deeply, because I believe Father's desire is that we'd speak from the moment, speak from the life of God that's power-packed in that moment of anointing, the moment of presence. When it's there, it is, it makes you infectious beyond what any words could possibly do. That's where I believe God's leading us all, and we are all learning to do that very well. Just very grateful.